Ever watched a WRC broadcast and felt like the commentators were speaking another language? The drivers executing a perfect Scandinavian flick through the hairpin before the Watersplash. What the hell does that even mean? Well, today I'm breaking down every essential WRC term you need to know, counting down from 20 to 1. By the end of this video, you'll understand rally speak better than most people who've been watching for years. And trust me, knowing these terms doesn't just make watching more enjoyable, it completely transforms how you see the sport. 20. Watersplash. A watersplash is exactly what it sounds like, a section of the stage where cars have to drive through water. But this isn't just a puddle we're talking about. These are often deep enough to completely submerge the front of the car, creating those spectacular splash shots you see in highlight reels. What makes water splashes so dramatic isn't just the visual, it's the risk. Hit one too fast and water can get sucked into the engine, causing a hydro lock that kills the car instantly. Too slow and you're losing precious seconds. The best drivers nail that perfect speed that creates the spectacular splash without risking mechanical disaster. 19. Joker Lap. The Joker Lap is a feature you'll see in rallycross rather than traditional rally, but since the WRC now incorporates elements of rallycross, it's worth knowing. It's essentially an alternative route that's slightly longer than the standard lap, and each driver must take it once during a race. Think of it like a penalty lap, except everyone has to do it. The strategy comes in deciding when to take it, early to get it out of the way or late when there's less traffic. It adds a chess-like element to what's otherwise a flat-out sprint, and creates those dramatic moments when a driver emerges from the Joker either ahead or behind their rival. 18. Shakedown. Before the rally properly begins, there's the shakedown, a short practice stage where drivers can test their cars and setups in conditions similar to the actual rally. It's not just a warm-up, it's crucial reconnaissance that can make or break a team's weekend. During shakedown, teams will often try different tire compounds, suspension settings, and differential setups to find the optimal configuration. While no points are awarded, the times can give fans and competitors alike a hint of who's on form. Think of it as Formula One's qualifying, but with mud, jumps, and the occasional wildlife crossing the road. 17th, Recce. Pronounced Recce, short for reconnaissance. This is when drivers and co-drivers drive through all the stages before the rally at normal road speeds to create or refine their pace notes. It's essentially the homework phase before the exam. During Recce, the crews are in standard road cars, not their rally machines, and they're limited to just a few passes of each stage. The notes they create here are their Bible for when they attack the stages at full speed days later. A mistake in the Recce can lead to a catastrophic error in the actual rally, like calling a corner as a medium right when it's actually a tight hairpin with a cliff on the outside. C's. Parc ferme. French for closed park. Parc ferme is a secure area where cars are held under strict conditions. Once a car enters Parc ferme, teams cannot work on it, modify it, or even touch it without officials present. It's rally's version of prison for cars. The purpose is to ensure all cars remain in the same specification they were in during competition, preventing teams from making unauthorized changes overnight. Break the Parc ferme rules, and you're looking at severe penalties or even disqualification. It's one of the ways the WRC maintains a level playing field despite the vastly different terrains and conditions. 15th, Road Section. Not all of a rally is spent racing against the clock. Road sections are the parts between competitive stages where cars must drive on public roads, obeying all traffic laws. These sections aren't timed for speed, but teams must reach checkpoints within a specific time window. This is where rally differs dramatically from circuit racing. 1 minute you're sliding sideways at 100 miles per hour through a forest. The next you're stopping at traffic lights with commuters staring at your mud-splattered, sticker-covered beast of a car. Arrive too early or too late to the next time control, and you'll cop a penalty, which is why you'll often see rally cars parked just before checkpoints, waiting for their exact check-in time. 14. Time control. Time controls are checkpoints where cars must report at a specific time, not a minute early, not a minute late. They're the backbone of rally's timing system and are found at the start and end of each stage, as well as at service parks. The co-driver's watch becomes the most important instrument in the car during road sections, as they calculate exactly when to arrive at the next time control. Arrive early, and you get a 60-second penalty for each minute. Arrive late, and it's a 10-second penalty per minute. In a sport where victories can be decided by seconds after 3 days of competition, these penalties can be championship-defining. 13. Service Park. The service park is Rally's version of a Formula One pit lane, but on steroids. It's where teams set up their temporary headquarters, and where cars return for repairs, maintenance, and setup changes between groups of stages. What makes service parks so impressive is the speed at which teams work. They might have just 30 minutes to replace a suspension, change the gearbox, and adjust the setup before the car has to head back out. It's like watching a pit stop that lasts half an hour, with mechanics swarming over every inch of a car that's often been beaten to hell on the previous stages. 12th. Co-driver. The co-driver is the unsung hero of rally, sitting in the passenger seat reading pace notes while being thrown around like a rag doll. They're not just passengers, they're navigators, strategists, and sometimes the voice of reason when a driver wants to push beyond the limit. A good co-driver needs nerves of steel, an iron stomach, and the ability to read complex pace notes while being subjected to G-forces that would make most people vomit. The relationship between driver and co-driver is one of the most unique partnerships in sport. Absolute trust is essential when you're hurtling between trees at 125 miles per hour based solely on someone else's directions. 11th. Pace notes. Pace notes are the detailed instructions that co-drivers read to drivers, describing every corner, jump, and hazard on the stage. They're delivered in a rapid-fire, almost musical cadence that sounds like gibberish to the uninitiated but contains life-saving information. A typical pace note might sound like 6 right over crest into 2 left, don't cut rocks outside. This tells the driver there's a fast right-hand bend over a crest, immediately followed by a tight left-hander with rocks on the outside that they shouldn't cut. The numbers typically indicate severity, 6 being very slight, 1 being extremely tight. Get the pace notes wrong, and you're either going too slow, or worse, flying off a cliff because you thought that hairpin was a gentle bend. 10. Handbrake turn. The handbrake turn is one of rally's most iconic techniques, where drivers yank the handbrake to lock the rear wheels, causing the car to pivot rapidly around tight corners. It's the automotive equivalent of a hockey stop, and it looks as dramatic as it sounds. While it might seem like showboating, the handbrake turn is actually a crucial technique for navigating the tightest corners, especially hairpins where the car needs to change direction almost 180 degrees. The best drivers can transition seamlessly from a handbrake turn straight back to full acceleration, losing minimal time while looking absolutely spectacular. 9. Left foot braking. Left foot braking is exactly what it sounds like, using your left foot on the brake pedal instead of moving your right foot between accelerator and brake. In rally, it's not just a preference, it's a necessity that allows drivers to control the car's weight transfer and rotation. What makes left foot braking so effective in rally is that drivers can be on the throttle and brake simultaneously, balancing the car through corners and controlling slides. It's particularly useful on loose surfaces like gravel, where a dab of brake while still on the throttle can help rotate the car without losing momentum. Master this technique, and you're well on your way to understanding how rally cars seem to defy physics. 8. Scandinavian Flick. The Scandinavian Flick, also known as the Finnish Flick, is one of rally's most spectacular techniques. It involves deliberately steering in the opposite direction before a corner, then quickly flicking back into the turn, using the weight transfer to initiate a controlled slide. Developed by Nordic drivers on icy roads, this technique is counterintuitive but incredibly effective for setting up the car's position through corners, especially on low-grip surfaces. When executed perfectly, it allows drivers to carry more speed through corners than would otherwise be possible. It's rally's equivalent of a fighter pilot's high G maneuver, technical, physical, and requiring perfect timing. 7. Rally 3. Rally 3 is one of the WRC's car classifications, sitting in the middle of the pyramid between the entry-level Rally 4 and more powerful Rally 2 cars. These are four-wheel drive machines with around 215 horsepower, designed to be an affordable stepping stone for drivers moving up from two-wheel drive categories. What makes Rally 3 important is its role as a bridge in the career path. It gives drivers the chance to learn four-wheel drive techniques without the massive budget required for Rally 2 or Rally 1. Think of it as the high-performance sports car that sits between your everyday hatchback and a supercar. Accessible, but still seriously quick. 6. Rally 2. Rally 2 cars, formerly known as R5, are the workhorses of the rally world. These are sophisticated four-wheel drive machines with around 290 horsepower, competing in the WRC 2 category that runs alongside the main WRC class. What's remarkable about Rally 2 is the value proposition. They deliver about 80% of the performance of top-tier Rally 1 cars at roughly a third of the cost. They're also the most numerous cars in most rallies, with manufacturers like Skoda, Ford, and Citroën producing competitive machines. For many professional drivers, Rally 2 is where they'll spend most of their careers, as only a handful ever make it to the factory Rally 1 teams. 5. Rally 1. Rally 1 is the premier class in the WRC, featuring the fastest, most advanced rally cars on the planet. Since 2022, these are hybrid machines, combining a 1.6-litre turbocharged engine with an electric motor that delivers additional bursts of power. These technological marvels produce around 500 combined horsepower and feature sophisticated aerodynamics, sequential gearboxes, and advanced four-wheel drive systems. Only 3 manufacturers currently field Rally 1 cars: Toyota, Hyundai, and Ford, via M-Sport, and they represent the pinnacle of rally engineering. If Rally 2 is business class, Rally 1 is a private jet, exclusive, expensive, and in a completely different league of performance. 4th Power Stage. The Power Stage is the final special stage of a rally, where additional championship points are awarded to the 5 fastest drivers. It adds a strategic element to the end of the rally, often creating drama even after the overall positions seem settled. The point system awards 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 points to the top 5 finishers on this stage, regardless of their overall rally position. This means even a driver who's had a terrible rally and is running well down the order still has something to fight for. It's created situations where drivers who are comfortably leading the rally have to decide whether to push for power stage points and risk everything, or drive conservatively and potentially lose valuable championship points. 3rd Super Special Stage. Super Special Stages are short, spectator-friendly stages, often held in stadiums, city centers, or purpose-built facilities. They're designed to bring the action closer to fans and often feature 2 cars racing side by side on parallel tracks. While they don't usually have a significant impact on the overall rally results due to their short length, Super Special Stages are crucial for the sport's popularity. They provide the Instagram-worthy moments that draw new fans in. Jumps, water splashes, and door-to-door racing that's easy to follow even for rally newcomers. Think of them as rally's equivalent of 2020 cricket, a shortened, more accessible version of the sport designed for maximum entertainment. 2nd Special Stage. Special stages are the competitive sections of a rally where drivers race against the clock. These are closed roads, dirt, gravel, snow, or tarmac, where the objective is simple: get from start to finish as quickly as possible. What makes special stages so challenging is their variety. One stage might be a fast-flowing gravel road through a forest, while the next could be a twisty mountain pass with sheer drops on one side. Stages can range from under 2 kilometers for a super special to over 50 kilometers for the longest tests. It's this variety that makes rally so demanding. Drivers must adapt to constantly changing conditions, surfaces, and challenges, all while pushing at the absolute limit. First stage win. A stage win is achieved by setting the fastest time on an individual special stage. While the overall rally is decided by cumulative time across all stages, stage wins are prestigious in their own right and often indicate who has the raw pace. Stage wins are the building blocks of rally success. String enough of them together, and you'll likely win the rally. But they also tell a story beyond the overall result. A driver might win several stages but lose the rally due to one mistake or mechanical issue. The distribution of stage wins shows who was fastest in which conditions. Some drivers excel on tarmac, others on gravel or snow. In the WRC, stage wins are also tracked throughout a driver's career as a measure of their speed and success, similar to pole positions in Formula 1. If you found this guide helpful, hit that subscribe button because we've got plenty more rally content coming your way. And drop a comment letting me know which WRC term you found most interesting or if there are any others you'd like explained. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the stages.